Welcome back, Dave, ABQ, SCNC. It is time for the final regular season edition of Gizmo's NFL Power Rankings. We are heading into Week 17. Final week of the regular season, we will be doing postseason Power Rankings, but this is the last one for the regular season. Bottom half of the league, at number 32, the Cincinnati Bengals. Johnny Waldeck's Bengals. Gizmo says 23 points in the final 7 minutes of the game was unexpected, but the loss did secure first round pick for next year. Joe Burrow's going to the Bengals, unless they shock the world and pick somebody else. 23 points in the final 7 minutes is how Andy Dalton got paid last time. First round pick. Number 31, C. Rogers, Detroit Lions. Staying in the same spot, Gizmo says disappointing season after injury bug bit Stafford's best all-around season. Stafford was having a decent year, I'll give him that. It was not enough, unfortunately, as that defense could not play for 4 quarters. This team was just a couple of wins away from having a really good year and lost a few of those games at the last minute. Number 30, the Carolina Panthers, with the biggest drop of the week, down 10 spots. No love for the Panthers for Gizmo. Gizmo says this team has no answers. Biggest offseason coming up for this team is moving on from Cam or keeping him. I say move on from Cam Newton. Bye-bye, Cam. That would be me. The Cam Newton era should be over in Carolina. We'll see. Number 29, Gizmo dropping my Redskins down 2 spots. Surprise, surprise. Gizmo says, fought back after a 2-touchdown deficit, but came up short and lost the toilet bowl game. Thought for sure the Redskins were going to go for 2 at the end of that game. They should have. The season's over. You might as well go for 2, but they went for the tie and lost in overtime as they could not stop the Giants, and they marched right down the field for the touchdown. Number 28, the Arizona Cardinals, up 2 spots. Gizmo says, Murray and team are showing signs of improvement. Next year should be a much better season for the Cards. Will Fitz be there? Will he come back for another year? Will he not? They got rid of Suggs. This team needs major improvements as they are just okay. Okay is not good enough. They need to find another playmaker or 2. Number 27, the Miami Dolphins, moving up 2 spots. Gizmo says, what's with this team was tanking season at first, traded all their players, but finding ways to win. That's the thing about some teams, man. They just don't want to end up 0-16 with the number 1 pick. Most of these guys want to win. Most of them have a chip on their shoulder as they feel they are getting left to die in Miami. Number 26. Whoa, look at the Giants moving up a spot. Surprise, surprise. Gizmo moving his Giants up. He says DJ torched the Redskins and Saquon tore it up, but the damn defense almost lost. I don't know if DJ was torching us. I know Saquon was tearing it up, so I'll agree with that. Danny Dimes needs to be Danny Dollars, as dimes aren't going to cut it, baby. We'll see what this team can do next year. They got a lot of rebuilding to do on that defense. That defense was horrible this year. Number 25, the Los Angeles Chargers, down 2 spots. Gizmo says, tough decision to make in the offseason. Keep Rivers or let him go. His play was atrocious this year. His play's been atrocious the last few years. He's 50-50 on interceptions. Tries to make throws that he's 50-50. Sometimes his throws are good, sometimes his throws are horrible. A lot of their plays work off of timing. When the receivers get disrupted, so do the plays. It is time to move on from Phillip Rivers. So Newton, Rivers, you're out of here. Number 24, the Oakland Raiders, down 3 spots. Gizmo says still have a sliver of a chance to make the playoffs, but the way this team has played, they will not get very far if they do. Injury bug, Josh Jacobs fractured shoulder. This team has major problems to take care of. We'll see how they do in this year's draft, as they surprised everybody with Farrell and the number 4 pick last year. Did not make a huge impact, as Jacobs was a better pick for them. Number 23, Spidey's Jets, up 3 spots. Gizmo says, team did just enough to buy Gase and Williams a pass into 2020. Mono was the downfall. Biggest defender hitting the Jets was the mono bug, as they just didn't know what to do without Darnold, and it affected him the rest of the season. Do they keep him? Do they move on? What other choices are there, really? Unless they pick up Phillip Rivers, Cam Newton, Jameis Winston. They're all trash, so I wouldn't. Number 21, Tampa Bay Bucks, up 1 spot. Gizmo says, will Jameis be back next year? Might be, but turnover king needs to work on his play and decisions. I called this in the preseason, man. This guy is horrible. They should have moved on from him as well. Arians gave him a chance. I don't think he deserves another one. Number 20, Atlanta Falcons, up 5 spots. Almost the biggest move. Gizmo says, team still fighting to show that Dan Quinn should remain as head coach. Defense stepped up. Too little, too late, in my opinion. Dan Quinn has run his route. Their best chance to win was 28-3. Number 19, the Cleveland Browns. Gizmo has them as the Brows. The Cleveland Eyebrows staying in the same spot. He says, too many meltdowns in this team with the talent it has this year. Time to evaluate for next year. Really like the loss of Jabril Peppers. He was kind of that guy that could come in, spark plug the team, and they traded him to the Giants for Zeitler or whoever they got on the offensive line. They stepped up their line, but Mayfield, man, he's going to be another Jameis Winston. 5 touchdowns or 5 interceptions. Let's see, number 18, the Denver Broncos, down 1 spot. Gizmo says, Drew Lock may be the next team's legitimate quarterback since Manning retired. Has been a struggle. He's a rookie quarterback. You threw him in there, he's going to struggle. Give the kid a chance. I say there aren't many better options out there. So he could be just good enough to get you to the playoffs. Maybe not. You got to shore up the rest of that team. That defense is getting older. Number 17, Curtis Elliott's Bears, dropping out of the top half of the league here, down 1 spot. Gizmo says, offense did not match the defense's ferocity this year. Time to look at next year. And Trubisky. A lot of Bears fans not happy with Trubisky and how he's playing. The shoulder injury did not help any. The championship game, he made some good plays. He's also made some bad plays and some horrible decisions and some bad throws. There are not very many better options out there, as I said, so Bears fans might be stuck with him for a little bit. Top half of the league time, the Dallas Cowboys down 1 spot to number 16. Gizmo says, what's to say about this team? Looks like a Super Bowl team one game. Looks like a YAFL team the next. It's all on Dak, man. It's either Dak or the offensive coordinator. I don't believe it's the head coach. They're probably going to blame the head coach, but either need to pay Dak and get it over with or let him go. I say let him go. Let's see. This team is probably going to be one and done if they do make the playoffs. If they do get lucky, they will be out in the divisional round. Number 15, the Pittsburgh Steelers, down 2 spots. Gizmo says, team unraveling late in the season, jumping back and forth between Rudolph and Hodges didn't help. Well, that problem's been solved. Rudolph's out. They need to win against a depleted Ravens team who are not starting a bunch of starters. If they can hold on for the win, they have a chance to make the playoffs. Number 14, the Indianapolis Colts, staying in the same spot. Gizmo says, too many injuries ruined what could have been with Brissett. Next season, hopefully better. This team shocked me in the beginning of the year and then showed me they are exactly who I thought they were at the end. Number 13, the Tennessee Titans, down 1 spot. Gizmo says still in wild card chase. With a win next week against Houston can secure them a wild card spot. Since Tannehill took over, this has been a totally different team. He needs to stay healthy if they want to have a shot. They do need to win against Houston, who is susceptible to a loss like that, which shows that they might not last too long in the playoffs either. Number 12, the Los Angeles Rams, down 1 spot. Gizmo says too much inconsistency throughout the season, reason for missing the playoffs. This team's been up and down. It has also not had the run game it has previously. Defense has given up plays. They were giving up plays last year, but shorted up in the Super Bowl. They are too back and forth. Goff's inconsistent play has been the biggest in this as teams are figuring out that offense. Number 11, Philadelphia Eagles with the biggest jump of the week, up 7 spots. Gizmo says moved up in the rankings by dominating the Cowboys defensively. Still no guarantees. One more game to go. They got to win this game. Otherwise, the Cowboys will win the tiebreaker. Eagles fighting for their playoff life right now. Top 10, baby. Top 10. Number 10, the Buffalo Bills, down 1 spot. Gizmo says came up short against the Patriots. Still learning how to win. Strong playoff team, but need to lessen mistakes. I foresee either a divisional loss or a championship game loss. This defense is solid enough, but they do not have the playmakers at wide receiver. Antonio Brown, he's going to end up on this team. He worked out for the Saints, but the Bills will probably pick him up for next year as Brown's not going to play. He's still going to be on the exempt list. Number 9, the Houston Texans, up 1 spot. Gizmo says lucky win against the Bucs. Sloppy game all around. Good thing the Bucs were worse. Absolutely. This Texans defense is not what it used to be. They are susceptible to getting beat on any Sunday. So far, they've won the 50-50 game this year. Number 8, the Minnesota Vikings, down 1 spot. Gizmo says the much overlooked Vikes are still in it. With a win, can go far in the playoffs. Maybe. Fence sitter. Stop being a fence sitter, man. This team runs off the play action. Cousins finally threw his first interception off a play action pass last week. Dalvin Cook drives this offense. If teams do not respect the run, the play action will not work. As Thielen and Diggs need time to find either holes in the zone or beat their guy on man coverage. Number 7, the Seattle Seahawks, down 4 spots. Gizmo says a big loss at home hurts their chances for home games in the playoffs. Injuries and a big game. So the Seahawks really need that home field advantage, I believe. They have been playing good on the road, but they are definitely a home playoff team. They'll need some little extra bit of luck on the road. Number 6, the New England Patriots, moving up 2 spots. Gizmo says still finding ways to win thanks to their dominating defense and special teams. Don't write them off yet. Edelman played the game, did not get hurt any more than he already was. He was grimacing and wincing. If he goes down, nobody's going to take those double teams, and they will stack the box and make these other receivers make plays. Whether they can or not, that will decide it. Number 5. At number 5, the Kansas City Chiefs, staying in the same spot. Gizmo says Chiefs back in top form, manhandling the Bears with ease. Defense is starting to get in their groove. Chiefs getting hot at the right time. They had that losing streak. Everybody lost faith in them, and they are back in it, looking in top form. Number 4, the Green Bay Packers, staying in the same spot. Gizmo says one of the top 3 contenders, but have to play outstanding games to beat the Niners or the Saints. When this defense is on, and I've said this time and time again this year, when this defense is on, creating turnovers, they are a force to be reckoned with as they can overpower any offensive line. The only difference is they have been playing weak offensive lines. Will they be able to control the line of scrimmage against a good offensive line in the playoffs is the question. Number 3, the 49ers back up 3 spots. Gizmo says, made the big plays to outlast and eliminate the Rams. Niners versus Saints NFC Championship game. Gizmo's calling it Niners versus Saints for a chance to go to the Super Bowl. You heard it here from Gizmo's mouth to your ears, folks. Number 2, the New Orleans Saints, staying in the same spot. Gizmo says still possibly the best team in the NFC with the weapons. Finished the run they were cheated out of last year. Ooh, somebody's holding a grudge. I think they get bounced. I think it's the Niners. I think it's Niners Ravens myself. We'll see if that comes true or not. Number 1, the Baltimore Ravens, staying in the same spot. Gizmo says strong outing by Lamar Jackson, and the Ravens locked up the top seed and home field throughout the playoffs. They need home field. Not like they cannot win on the road, but this team's going to have a much higher advantage playing at home. Like I said, the only thing that beats this team is themselves. They did lose to the Chiefs earlier in the year, but were able to get revenge in a very close game later on in the year. If it comes down to Chiefs and the Ravens, it's going to be whoever has the ball last, I believe, as both these teams are evenly matched. That is the power rankings for Week 17. Look forward to the playoff power rankings after this. Gizmo's done a fantastic job all year. I want to thank him greatly for all his efforts. Appreciate you, sir. And we hope you guys have enjoyed it as well. A lot of stuff to debate as teams are shuffling around here. Hope to see you guys for our playoff run. Thank you very much. Have a great night, everybody, and stay safe.